everybody, we're here in downtown St. Paul in the Lower Town area, right across the street from Revolution Studios and right in front of CHS Field, where our St. Paul Saints are playing tonight. I'm going to be taking photos today, but instead of using my Canon R3 and the 70-200, we're going to be using Canon's brand new PowerShot G7X Mark III with just the power zoom. I guess we'll see how it comes out, and I can't wait to show you what it looks like. So I have Victoria with us today, who works with Revolution Studios. She does some photography work and helps us out with weddings. She's going to be our model for today. So are you excited?
Yes, I'm really excited.
Here we go.
Most of the photos I took of Victoria were at the baseball game and sort of around the stadium. We just kind of walked around a bit, and I wanted to get some different settings. I wanted to get some different lighting. And I believe we achieved that with being in direct sunlight, just sort of on the street. We went to a parking garage, and overall I felt the G7X Mark III held up well. Okay, let's talk features on the G7X Mark III. First, we should probably start with this flash. I love that this is integrated into the body of the camera and just tucks away when not in use. The shutter button and the top dial to be able to adjust your photo and video modes, they're well integrated, they look really nice, and they don't feel crammed even though this is such a tiny camera. But for me guys, honestly, the screen is just the star of the show. If you're familiar with Canon cameras, we all know the brightness and the size is pretty good, but to have this additional articulation on a camera really makes all the difference. If you're shooting down low or up high, it's really nice to have, and if we get lucky, maybe we'll see it on the R7 II or the R5 III. The other great feature on this camera is this control ring here at the base of the camera. Now I was using it to adjust aperture, but of course it can be programmed in camera for any feature that you like. This camera is great to throw in your bag or your pocket and off you go. Alright guys, so my photo shoot with Lainey. So we did 100% of this session indoors. We did all the photos inside of my studio and had the opportunity to experiment with shadows and direct constant lighting on several different backdrops and sets that I have. And I was really surprised at the quality of photos and the way that they turned out. Once I sent the finished product to Lainey, her first comment, besides she loved the photos, was she couldn't believe how great they looked using such a small camera. Like most of us would have preferred a 50 or an 85mm for a session like this, it was really fun to experiment with the G7X, and I'm really pleased with the way the images came out. Okay guys, so this video is not really a review of the G7X Mark III 30th Anniversary Edition. It's more just my opinions. I wanted to see what it would be like to take it to a baseball game and to shoot a model primarily indoors and to shoot a model primarily outdoors, which I did. I think the selling point of this camera, besides sort of the nostalgia of it, is that it's a really tiny camera and has a lot of power and capability. For me, one of the main things I didn't like is that it is such a tiny camera. I actually prefer the size of the PowerShot V1. It just feels better in my hands, and I don't have particularly large hands, but I did have carpal tunnel surgery on both of my hands some time ago. So handling just that tiny camera, I always felt like I was going to drop it or somebody was going to bump into me and I didn't, I didn't have it stabilized. I will say thank goodness for the Peak Designs included wrist strap and the standard wrist strap that Canon includes with the camera. I think the way that they have it packaged and bundled is a really good deal. So Yeah, just my opinion. I know a lot of people are like, that's the selling point, is it's a tiny camera that's really powerful. But for me, it was just a bit too tiny. Hey everybody, I just wanted to pop in again and say thank you so much for watching until the end. It really, really means a lot to me. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so when I put out new content, you'll be the first to be notified. Now, I know I really haven't been releasing videos, and I watched a video this morning from Ben Hagarty. And if you're not familiar with Ben, I'll definitely leave a link in this description to Ben's channel. He's probably one of my favorite cinematographers ever. He's worked with just mega artists. He's toured with Beyonce a few times. He's done tours with Jay-Z, and just, I mean, he's really top of the food chain for me from a cinematographic level. And he actually started, or the video, at least I thought the video was about his cameras, and he had too much, and he was going to review the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark III, like all the things, and then he ended up like remodeling his storage room. It's like a fantastic video. But what I got from that, he said, don't let trying to make your videos be perfect distract you from making videos, right? Create that content. You just got to get out there and do it. And you know, he's definitely an inspiration. So this segment of the video is attributed to you. Thank you, sir. And I know that my videos are never, probably ever, going to be at the level of like a James Reader video. And if you're not familiar with James, I will also leave a link to James's channel in the description. I was talking to a photographer friend of mine who hadn't heard of James. Now he loves James's work and his channel just like I do. And the way I described James's videos was, if God made content, it would look like a James Reader video. So James, salute, hats off. I love everything you do. I learn from the things that you do. And yes, as a professional photographer, as a business owner, as a studio owner, it's still okay to say that you learn from people. So I appreciate everything. I love both, you know, all the content that you and Rachel are creating. So hats off, sir. Much respect. And make sure you check out their links in the description so you can go to their channels. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.